Happy International Youth Day. So this is me, your Uche APFA President, Calabar Golden Youth Club. And in collaboration with Nigerian Union of Campus Journalists, we brought to you this documentary section, all in honor of youth all over Nigeria. This is International Youth Day, and we have done documentaries based on crime, based on youth and sports, based on the struggling youth, as well as all the youths that have said, I want to serve humanity and be a better and positive recommendations to the society. Thank you very much, and stay tuned to the section.
I'll see you when you get there. If you ever get there, see you when you get there.
More temptation and faith, I guess we living for the day. I seen a man get swept off his feet by a boy with an AK. The situation so twisted, everybody getting lifted. I'm just trying to take care of my kids and handle my business. Cause it's way too serious, so you gotta pay close attention, so you don't get caught slipping when they come to do all the getting. Life is a big game, so you gotta play it with a big heart. Some of us gotta run a little faster, cause we gotta lay the sword. But I'll be a fool to surrender when I know I can be a contender. If everybody's a sinner, then everybody can be a winner. No matter your rag color, deep down we all brothers. And regardless of the time, somebody up there still loves us. I'ma scuffle and struggle until I'm breathless and weak. I done strive my whole life to make it to the mountain peak. Always keep reaching, sure to grab on to something. I'll be there when you get there, waiting with the sounds bumping.
I'll see you when you get there. If you ever get there.
We are here at the stadium. We're here with athletes and youth in celebration and commemoration of the International Youth Day. And these are our youths. They are sport athletes. Please, I'm going to be interviewing each and every one of them right now. And please, so please, the camera, can you just introduce yourself and how it is, how you felt so far being an athlete and the youth at it?
Okay, my name is Tom Melody. I'm an athlete, a pole vaulter and a decathlon national champion severally. So far so good. This is my 11 years in track and field. It has been a wonderful journey all these years. Due to the systematic government, I will still thank God for all it has been happening. We really appreciate and we thank God for all. So far so good. Track and field have benefited so much in track. Yes, I've not worked in any establishment since my career, since 2011 to date. Track and field is what I take as a business, and that is what I've been doing all this year. And with the help of the Lia Imoke in his tenure, I was one of the beneficiaries to be one of the best in the country. The system is still shaking, but we believe that everything will come in place by God's grace.
Thank you very much, and this is a wonderful youth team. Thank you. Today's International Youth Day team is creating a world for all ages, and looking at you, you are amazing. Thank you very much for your time, sir. Thank you very much. God bless you. My name is this is Calabar Golden Youth Club, youth affiliate of Lions Club International Calabar Golden, and we are making this for the International Youth Day. And we have a team creating a world for all ages, and you are a sport athlete and a youth, and we are glad to have you so much. So based on the team creating a world for all ages, and we believe we are also in that category. Please, can you just tell us your name and how you feel the impartation should go on this year and the year after? How do we create a world for all ages?
Okay, I see you mean Alexander Wednesday by name.
Okay.
Okay, I'm a 400-meter runner. Actually, according to the team you just introduced, I think it should be linked to the government directly, because as it is now, I feel the youth are not being taken good care of in this very aspect. Like in the world of sport, we are being abandoned in this place and nothing to learn. So I pray if they should reach out to the government, they should look down on the lower people down here. It will be like trying to motivate us, creating a space for us to showcase our talent. But it's not easy. Track and field from the onset, it's not easy, not even now.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. We got what you just said, and we will make sure that this is documented, as well as the government to hear that yes, the youth needs support systems. They need to be recognized, and that way the world will be created for all ages. Thank you very much, sir. It's really nice to meet you. Thank you very much, sir, for your time. It's a Freedom Lions Club International, and today is the International Youth Day, and in honor of it, we're making a brief documentary, and we just want you to tell us you're an athlete, and it's really amazing. I'm not an athlete, and it's amazing when we see some people that take the bull by the horn. So the theme of this year's International Youth Day is creating a world for all ages, and we are in that age. We are the youth, and we believe that things have been going a merry-go-round up till now. So what advice do you have for the youth out there? How do we take the bull by the horn and ensure that we are important to the society at large?
Okay, hi, my name is Naomi Abirisong. Well, first of all, I'll start by saying that it's so fortunate that we are in a country and a society where youths are not favored. Youths are not seen as important. Youths are neglected. So we as youths don't have to sit down and see those things and then act like our life is over, because the government does not care about you, truth be told. The society really does not care about you. They rather castigate you than help you grow. So you alone can help yourself grow. If you help yourself, then people will help you. If you don't help yourself, then everybody will neglect you. I mean, when you become something tomorrow, they would come and stand with their full chest and say, yeah, she was in our community. But you helped yourself to grow. You have to stand up for yourself. You have to make yourself valuable to the society.
Wow. Thank you very much, ma'am. Key point. We the youths have to help ourselves. We can't keep on looking up to everyone else if we can't help ourselves.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, ma'am. God bless.
The youth, please, let us stand up and do what we can do best. Okay?
Good day. Leo Kingsley. So please, as a youth and as a Leo, how do you cope with saving humanity and being a youth?
As a Leo and a youth, saving humanity is giving my best to the society.
Leos are youths that might have the activity of the life formed by the government baseball. The Leo program is the program where youths come together to achieve one goal, which is to self-development.
What's your greatest challenge as a youth?
Okay, firstly, I'm Comrade Nakan United. I'm from NCK. Okay, the greatest challenge, first and foremost, a youth consists in those one who is from the ages of 18 years and above to 45 years, who is vibrant enough, who is sound in mind and good enough. Me as a youth, the greatest challenge I have as a youth is the government of the day has failed us as youth. Ranging from the current ASO strike, which is currently in section, which if a youth who enters school at a particular age and him or she has a time frame in school, possibly finishing from the school and getting to obtain a job and be working, he or she is tied down, no going back, no going front, and unemployment is now the order of the day. That you can struggle, spend all your 4 or 5 years in university if ASO strike enough clashes. Coming out from the school system, no work, nothing to hold on to, nobody to facilitate you on skills. It's quite challenges, and now crime. If nothing comes out, the youth now engage themselves to crime. Youth doing Yahoo, hacking, and which if they are being caught.
So are you affected by the strike?
Sure, I'm affected.
You're a student.
I'm a student.
So have you also allowed the strike to push you into crime, cyber fraud and the rest? So what are you currently doing in this strike period?
Okay, for regards to social biases, it's all about self-determination. Be it strike or no strike, is one to have that self-determination, to know, to have a stinging set that I must do the right thing.
So you are saying that self-determination is paramount?
Yes, it's paramount.
Thank you. You have to serve on what you do.
Okay, my name is Goodluck, a student of Unicon. I'm a senator representing Ofcom. World Day is a day that has been set aside by United Nations to celebrate youth that are doing well in all spheres of life. From 18 to 35 years of age, according to United Nations standards, you qualify to be called a youth. These are the most productive years of a man's life, and then the decisions you take as a youth from 18 to 35 years might go on to make you or mar you for the rest of your life. And so what you did is the day that we celebrate ourselves, and then we reflect on the journey thus far as youth, and then we look ahead what we can offer to our society and as a nation.
My name is Xavier Rock, the president of Center Media Studies, University of Calabar. Okay, I wish all you International Youth Day happy celebration, God's grace and blessing for crime-free Nigeria. That's what I wish all the youth. Thank you.
My name is Enya Peter. I'm a youth and I encourage youth participation in governance as we are looking forward to create a world for all ages.
I am a youth and I have the energy that defines tomorrow. Happy World International Youth Day.
Creating a world for all ages.
Very much, sir, for this wonderful opportunity. On behalf of the International Youth Day, and in a need to celebrate it with the inmates here as well, we've deemed it worthy to come here and also to hear from you as an advice also as how we youths can stay away from crime as well and live a life that will be sustainable to the society. So we are here is a collaboration between Lions Club International, Calabar Golden Leo Club precisely, and Nigerian Union of Campus Journalists. They say thank you, sir, for having us. And basically what we'll be having is a very brief interview. That's just all. So I will allow the persons that will be handling the interviews to introduce themselves, if you permit us. It is not time consuming.
Do that starting with yourself.
Okay, sir. So my name is Uche Ekunife, the president, the Leo president for Calabar Golden. And funny enough, I'm also the president of Nigerian Union of Campus Journalists. So it's an honor to have you here in our midst.
Thank you very much. My name is Enya Peter, the Nigerian Union of Campus Journalists, and also from Manu. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm Leo Kingsley Obobi, immediate past president of Calabar Golden Leo Club.
I'm Leo Utubeyan, past president of Calabar Golden Leo Club and a representative from the Ministry of Youth and Sports.
I'm Comrade David Nakanda, National General Secretary for the Nigerian Students, NANS, and a representative from the National Youth Council.
I'm Lawrence Paul by name, step aside president, Nigerian Union of Campus Journalists, University of Calabar.
Is the Medium Security Custodial Center, formerly known as Calabar Prisons. We are all aware that as of 2019, the federal government of Nigeria has reason to change the name prisons to corrections. What you know as Nigerian prison before is now Nigerian Correctional Service. This change of name became necessary because we needed to open our facilities to activities like this. The reformation of inmates goes beyond just having them locked behind our tall fences. When we have activities that will bring our inmates in contact with the larger society, especially those from the youth department, those within the age bracket of the youth, it helps us to achieve the reformation, the rehabilitation, and also send stronger messages to such group of persons who comes here to see their peers who are behind the bar. So you're very much welcome to Calabar Custodial Center. The breast chest of almost everybody in uniform, you see the identity. That is not to say we wouldn't introduce ourselves. My colleague here and ASC. ASC is Assistant Superintendent of Correction, what you call ASP in the police that is more common to the public. Get through. And I am DSC Samuel Passy. By the grace of God, I am main officer of the facility.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. So we will now proceed to our questions.
This audience, considering this year's theme, the year celebration, which is creating a world for all ages, I would like to throw our minds back. We remember that the youth that took over power then were very vibrant, talking about Nnamdi Azikiwe, Awolowo, and the rest. They took over power and then they created a lot of impact. And you can see reasons with me that most of them are still in power. So what's your advice to the current youth, bearing in mind that most of them are under custody, most of them don't have the freedom right now to impact the society?
Enya Peter, right?
Yes, sir.
I am so grateful with the background of your question. You see, I happen to come from the youth department. I was among the youth council here in the state at the federal level, the national level. It wasn't as if during the days of the Awolowo, the Nnamdi Azikiwe, we didn't have people with intention. There were, but the society wasn't as disoriented as it is now. The upbringing our parents had during their time is not the same with what it is today. It is not just because our fathers in the mode of Nnamdi Azikiwe, Awolowo, Enahoros, and the rest of them who came into limelight and leadership at their youthful prime, age bracket of 20-something to 30-something. None of them was above 40, but they were able to lead from the independent government up to the Republican government of 63 till the late 80s, when even during the military incursion into governance, among the military coupists, there were vibrant young officers at the rank of major. Hardly you see a major general, a brigadier general, a lieutenant general, hardly leading a coup. It was within the majors. Majors are those decorated with an eagle in their shoulder. So if you see that leadership has been in the hands of the youth, perhaps maybe because we have a longer period of military rulership in Nigeria, that disabused the youth involvement in governance seriously. So seriously that our mentality was somehow affected. We became people whose governance procedures are tilted toward military organization. You know, the yes sir, or what they call the zombies types of leadership. You know, you have a leader, you as a youth who have what it takes to make input and affect their society positively will not be given the privilege or the chance. The environment is not created for you because the leadership is tilted toward what the person who occupies the seat wants, not necessarily what the books says or what the society demands. If you are having the type of leadership that is more of order, more of being put on the barrel of the gun, as if someone is forcing you to do a thing, not you doing it with your own volition, voluntarily, it makes it very difficult for you to deliver successfully, because you know you are acting according to order, and if you default in that order, execution is what you face. So that lengthy period of having the military in our leadership, in our rulership, makes the average youth to now keep away from issues of governance. And over time, laxity sets in. It affects our educational system, it affects our economy, it affects every sphere of our national life. At the turn of democracy in the 1999-2000, you still have these retired military men deciding who becomes the leader. The constitution itself is not even helping issues. It's tilted toward the elites. Nigerians start living a society where the elite order becomes the order of the day. If you're a child of nobody, you hardly make it to even governance. Why you see most of the social ills, especially with those who are behind bars, because if I'm narrating, I should be able to relate it to what we're having here.
Yes.
The number of persons that are here are, in the eye of the law, people that have come short of the provisions of the law. They are arrested, prosecuted, and bring behind bars for us to cater for. Nobody is talking about what propelled the society, propelled this person within the society to go into this. By the time you know you have what it takes to deliver service, the opportunity is not created. You don't have the enabling environment. And there is survival instinct in human. Those who are not able to discipline their inner selves, you see them going into crime. Issues of cultism, which is of course encouraged by the political class, because they use them to achieve their position. They perpetrate themselves in that leadership position because they have the youth followership, who are like the what I would call the soldiers, the foot soldiers that are always used in every political election circle. They fall back to the youth, use them, achieve their aim, and at the end of the day, they dump them. And because those youths must survive, if a genuine means of survival is not created, enabling environment not given, someone must survive. You have to live. Some of them go into cultism, some into kidnapping, different vices. And at the end of the day, what happened? Vibrant youth that are supposed to be in a society contributing positively are drawn behind the bars. So if you run a society, but look, if you nurture the way it is going, come back home to, we are almost in another election cycle. You've seen the awareness that has been created. In fact, the country seemed to have had a change right from the NSAS event. Those of us in the security cycle know this. If you take the crime statistics of the nation, if you take the audacity with which the youth are coming up to put themselves into position and claim and tell these people in power, no. You can't continue telling us leaders of tomorrow when we know that our tomorrow will never come. You've eaten your own tomorrow, yesterday, you are eating into our own today, and you are still telling us leaders of tomorrow? How is that possible? So I think what the advocacy you guys are driving now, you look at the theme of your this year's celebration, creating a world for all ages. Now you can only create a world when the enablement is given you. If you don't have that enabling environment to create that world, there is no way you pull those ahead of you and those behind you to come and reason and understand what the age bracket are doing. It's not possible. We have to go not with fight, not with violence, but making these our leaders understand that it's high time they take us along. And if the capable youths with the right senses, with the right training, with the right mentoring, with the right upbringing, with the right information are not built now, this country will collapse. They can't be there forever. That's the truth. We can't have the Obasanjo forever. We can't have the Buhari forever. We can't have the Atikos forever. We cannot have Tinubu forever. The youth they are building today and passing down those information they got from our forefathers, the people who fought independence, matters a lot. Let them carry the youth along. Nigeria have neglected its youthful population for so long a time. That is why crime is like this. That is why you're having terrorism. Very much fertilized in Nigeria. It's because of the long neglect. You're having kidnapping all over, cultism all over. Those are vices that are fertilized by the either omission or commission, the activities of our leaders. If they have given the right environment, do we have any justification why our universities are closed up to date? Do you know the impact of the ripple impact of what that will create to the society? Nobody's thinking about that. So engaging the youth positively, giving them the right information, it will make a lot of persons not to come here. People that are here wouldn't be here. They will be outside there contributing to the society. I think we as a department, as a service, who are relating and dealing with those in this other side of the world on daily basis, we are in support of anything that will make our youth get out of crime commission and then put their youthful energies into useful ventures.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, we have the youth wing, which we go to places, bring smile to the less privileged.
Sorry, Lion, which one is for the juniors?
Of the Lions Club. So it's under it's an activity under the Lions Club.
So I came to learn that we, the Leos, we go to places as well. Yeah, we bring smiles to people less privileged, enjoy it. I want to ask, because I came in here when we were talking about this, and most of the people here when we came in, when we were trying to address and some talk to them, we were told that most of the people here are young people like us. I want you to advise us, how can we stop this for young people not to be coming here, or to stop this, because it's bringing shortage in the society, we come to know, because like in the Leo Club, have it been some of them were part of us, we could do the work more better. So how can we stop this?
Let me digress a little first. Leo, Lion, and Rotary, what's the relationship?
They are almost doing the same work. They are
different. Constructed by Rotary International. You see, when someone is here, it does not mean he has ceased to exist. We try within what is available to us to make sure that the normal life one is supposed to lead while outside should, to a very far extent, be extended to the person here. So we encourage our inmates, those who have interest in furthering their schools, those who have interest in learning trade, those who have interest in whatever skill it is you feel you develop while here, it's encouraged by the service. That is what we do. And most of this activity, you see us going in collaboration with service and humanity-oriented agencies and service organizations like yours. So to answer your question, it is not only you, though majorly he or she who commits crime is responsible for the consequences. That being said, it is not only enough for the youth themselves to be responsible wholly for why we are having most youth in incarceration. If you want to place a blame, by my own rough statistics, I would say 80-20, 80 to the individual involved in the crime and 20% to the society itself. Ask me why. And now, you are one among lucky youths who were able to have got their mind trained to stay clear from crime, and that is why you are able to involve yourself in activities like this. Compare yourself to someone who don't have the privilege of such upbringing, such training. That is not to say those with good upbringing they don't go into crime. They do. And let me drive home my point. Compare your mind to an ignorant person, an illiterate who is born into a society where all he knows is difficulties, hunger, poverty. If such a child is growing up without the environment being favorable or comfortable to a very large extent to support the survival of such a child, that child will be forced to grow up looking for means to survive, because nobody will sit down and just allow death to come to him. He must look for means to survive. If we go ahead with this advocacy as you are doing now, to make sure it reaches a greater number of the population, it will help verify to sensitize the youth to stay away from crime. 2, if the government and the society itself, to a very far extent, provide those amenities and infrastructure that are necessary to give basic needs, to address our basic needs: water, good healthcare, free basic school, available markets where you can buy things, a good running economy where the little you have in your pocket can actually afford you what you can eat. It will also help the very fact
it doesn't just end at the government preaching to these people. Okay, if we do our part for those people who are outside, what happens to these ones who serve time and at the end of the day they are released back into the society? I think the government, alongside humanitarian societies, can put up rehabilitation centers and not just stopping there, provide means of skill acquisition so that these people can once again be reintegrated into the society and become better people, so that we will curb what we call recidivism. Recidivism means someone who repeatedly commits crime, serves time, goes out, does the same thing or worse, comes back just like that. So I think skill acquisition should be encouraged.
Society and the center of working in it. We know too well that telling you to shun crime with totality is like a very difficult task. What are the necessary steps to be taken to ensure a conducive environment where crime is being reduced to its minimum?
In respect of the larger society, that question is to a very far extent related to the second question, just immediate last question before yours. You see, reducing crime in the society has always been the desire of every society. No society thrives where there is chaos, where there is crime, high crime rate, where there are crises. Every government will demand to have a seemingly very less crisis-ridden environment for them to put up their programs. Like the excuse most of our political leaders will always give. And now if you don't make the environment conducive for development to come in, it automatically means you're sending away development. And now when development is not there is every tendency that majority of the persons will, for the lack of what to do, go into crime. How do we curb that? How do we reduce that? Since crime itself cannot be totally eradicated in the society, when we are able to have a working system as a society, when the system is working, where the policeman who is mounting a beat is doing his job diligently, where the teacher in the school is giving the teaching diligently, where the doctor, the nurses in the hospital are delivering service diligently, where the trader and the market woman and man and men are doing their buying and selling diligently, where I as a correctional officer is doing my job as prescribed by the law to a very far extent, crime will be reduced. This is because when you don't feel cheated, you will have no reason to want to cut corners. Cutting corners is the greatest element of greed. What do I mean by that? If I don't have the wherewithal to live a life of affluence like my counterpart or my neighbor within a neighborhood, but that the little I have can afford me the life that is befitting of me, I won't have any reason to go into crime. But if you have so much, if me, I'm looking at you, you are my neighbor, and I'm looking at their lifestyle, you have so much, and I think to myself, if I'm struggling, I'm hustling, I'm trying to make ends meet, but it's not just forthcoming, I'll be forced to want to do one or two things in order for me to survive. So if we have a working society, a society where the rich the not too rich, the poor are within their own level, comfortable, everybody at his own level. We can't all be equal, it's not possible. Even in the days of the Bible, not every fingers are equal. But within my own level, I should be comfortable, I should have what will keep my body and soul together. To verify it, crime will reduce. Nobody enjoying going into crime. Majority of what you are seeing is one, are great as individuals. Then two, the unjust society that we have. When this disparity is so too much. So the different as it is today in Nigeria, we no longer have what formerly they used to call the middle class. It has collapsed. It's either you are very rich in Nigeria or you are poor. That is just the truth. So such imbalance, without creating another class that will fill in this gap between the very rich and the very poor. There should be a middle class that you can relate with this side and relate with this side. That balance of the society, it helps in a very far way to address crime rate. So until we have a society where this balance is deliberately worked on and the policies are brought to make this balance to be there, I'm not sure we will have a drop in our crime rate. I'm not sure. As an individual now, as a professional, I'm talking that I'm not sure that without creating this balance, we will address our rising crime rate. A lot of persons are going into crime every day, not because they will, not because if they are provided with conducive environment, they will want to take into crime. No, but because conditions and situations beyond them is pushing them to that, because man must survive.
Thank you very much. If we listen deeply to your advice, we want to leave here today. It's so enormous.
If you stay here too long and you are not ready in the form, it becomes a prisoner. I will start giving you comment this.
So we just have two persons and we still have one person is just a question and the other will be a roundup, and then your advice.
I enjoy addressing youth. I earlier told us I am from the youth. It will help us if we continue with this type of talk. Don't just end it here. Make attempt to visit the police station, tap some other knowledge from that aspect. Make attempt to visit today. If you watch the Nigerian security architecture, we are almost assimilating ourselves with the military. But for now, soldiers don't relate to the society as it is now. But you see, the evolving crime has made the defense, who are supposed to be up there, to now come down to start doing policing work. The job prison, immigration, customs are supposed to be doing. You see them now doing it. Because government have realized that if we don't rejig our system, everything about the Nigerian system need to be reworked. And reworking it means you, me, as we are talking now, you're tapping something, I'm tapping from you. This interrelationship within the entire society will make us to come back to the drawing table, as is usually said, so that we put up a working system for.
Thank you very much.
We students, because I'm a student union leader and a youth leader too, majority of the students are faced with what they call social vices. But regarding the social vices, many are being brought down here. Many of them brought down here, their hands are clean. Many of them brought here are clean. But maybe because of place the way the present situation which they were before, that brought them down here. And as a social worker, which I am, what are the rehabilitation you people put regarding the people that are here? What are the rehabilitation status? Because I don't know, because it's what we call in social work, we call it non-judgmental empathy and that, but I don't know why people have those people who are professionals in such fields, so as to encourage those persons who are here, and as well, once they live here, what are the plans being put together for them? Are they living here? Because once they live here out in society without what brought them here,
decide. The courts decides that. Treatment regime. You asked a question. If I heard you very well, you say you are a social worker, sociology or social work. Which one? Social work. Now, the department, the service here as it is, have psychologists who are expert professionals, trained in psychology, we have them, such that someone who is brought into custody here, who originally did not commit what he is alleged to be committed, is bound to become so depressed because he knows within him, I didn't do this thing that I'm being punished for. So it's now the work of our psychologists to work on that person. We don't do sympathy here, we do empathy. We try to put ourselves in your shoes. Each and every one that is brought in here, whether you are guilty of the offense you commit or not, you are subjected to or made to pass through that treatment regime. It is after having that such session with you that a report can now be written about you. We send out a report to the appropriate quarters. If it is the one for court for awaiting trial or still undergoing trial, within the period this person is with us, this and this and this is what we'll find out about him. The court, the investigating authority, the police, the DPP involved, not the public prosecution, do further investigation into his matter. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Juvenile kills someone. Does the juvenile serve the same jail sentence with a mature person?
Okay, let's make it as an interaction. At what age do you define a juvenile? So that I know where I'm going.
12 years.
12 and below. 12 and below. Yeah, 12 and below. 13 and above. 13 to 18, yeah. 19. 17. Crime, as much as crime is not gender-based, crime is also not age-limited. It is not. If a juvenile picks up an object, hits someone, and unfortunately the person died, there are two factors we always look at from the angle of law. What they call actor's will and men's will, for those who don't.
Yes, yes.
Now, that object, that juvenile himself, was there any intent to kill that person? You have to define it first. However, if beyond every reasonable doubt, it is established that there was an intent to kill, the juvenile is actually remanded, but not in a facility like this. The service provides what we call Borstal institutions. Borstal home. Borstal is spelled Borstal. We don't have it in Kosovo. That one is still lapses of the structure because it's supposed to be in every state. At least one Borstal institution. So that those whose age are below teens are kept there, who run foul of the law. Postal institutions are more or less schools. We have them 3 now in Nigeria, 1 in Enugu, 1 Kaduna, and 1 in Ilorin, Kwara State. 3, run and controlled by the Nigerian Correctional Service. There are training institutions that have the curriculum just like every other school, basic school. We are talking about juvenile here. It is expected that a juvenile will be someone in primary to secondary, at least junior secondary. So rather than keep them in a prison where they are locked with these classes of whom, they are kept in those training institutions where in every morning they are open to go to their schools. We have teachers who are our staffs, professionals, someone who does NCE, who has BSc education, somebody who is educational biased and is employed into the system. As you come into the service, you are on posting, taken to such institutions, either our training institution or a postal institution, where if you have a kid, for instance, if a kid is convicted in Calabar today, maybe a 12-year-old person kills somebody in Calabar, the court find that person guilty because there's no way such a matter of murder. The case of murder is a capital offense. You can't say the court let him go because he's a child. No. court must first try to find out these two factors I mentioned earlier. And if it is established that actually that child, because there are some children who are 12 years, but their mind is the mind of an adult, and that child have that intent to really kill, the person will be convicted. If there's such a court will come to pass, and they get here, it just process you, document you know, go straight.
I used to tell people that freedom is the most expensive thing in the world. Because like you told us earlier out there, sir, the people who are awaiting trial here, most of them might be in school. What do you put in place? Like somebody is in Unical and happen to be in a place at a particular time, and happen to be a victim. There's what we call victim of circumstance. He happened to be a victim of circumstance. You are not a lawyer. It is the point of a law to convict a person, and this person is awaiting trial. Maybe the trial period has taken longer than necessary. Some people even take 10 years before the matter is being decided upon. So a child had already been in school. What do you put in place for these students? Is there a way that the student continues schooling from here? Or would the child just stop and put everything on hold till he gets out there?
Under detention here, most of the activities you have outside are stalled. However, in the wisdom of the Nigerian government, they have introduced a collaboration between Nigerian Correctional Service and the National Open University. Every major custodial center, education facility over the Federation is a study center for Nigerian Open University, the National Open University. I repeat, every major custodial center, a detention facility like this one, that means majority of the state capitals in Nigeria, they are major detention facility, major prisons, major custodial center, are automatically a study center for National Open University. So that collaboration makes it easy for us to time find out from the inmate who wishes to continue their program with Open University. We don't have what they call a satellite campus of other universities in prison. We don't have. So if you are a Unical student, by omission or commission, you find yourself in our custody, your academic program will be stopped pending when you are free from the encumbrances. But while you are here, if you wish to undergo studying with the Open University, we open our arms and allow that to go on. Facilitators come here. We have someone who graduated from, is still here, still under our detention. The exams were written right inside here, up to his degree exams. Just his program and his project submitted and while here. Same thing goes with WAEC. Sometime in 2017, we had need when some of our inmates here desire to write external GCA. The service go into collaboration with WAEC, and an exam center was approved for us here. So that when you have an inmate who desire to enroll external, not internal, since it's not a school, okay? Our school here is in a skeletal form because the funds to pay the teachers who used to, professional teachers who used to come teach here, was not coming as it's supposed to be. And we always look for assistance. If we have charity organizations and philanthropic bodies that are philanthropists who desire to assist in that aspect, the school building is there. It continues. So those who desire to write external GC, as they call it, allow as our immediate, they register, their data is captured and taken, and we start for the exams there. We have a center inside here. Every exam time, any day they have a paper. The vigilator comes with a piece of paper and administer to them.
Thank you.
Some of them make their good result from here.
Yes.
We have them in records.
Thank
Prison, as it were, will no longer be seen as a dumping ground. We've been having students from University of Calabar, especially from the Department of Social Work and a sociologist. Student from Open University, Department of Criminology and Security Studies. Student from the University of Calabar Teaching Hospital, the Department of Community Health. Student from Federal School, what do they call it? Federal Psychiatry, whatever. Neuropsychiatry, yes. They do come here. The correctional service has become more of an institution or a service where the development of the country is being measured. The level of care government gives to people under its custody to a very far extent define the degree of responsibility of the government. Because as long as we know that human beings are not animals, if you as a government have found somebody guilty of a crime, and you by virtue of the law, the person is kept somewhere, the responsibility of care of that person is solely on you, because you have already denied that person the freedom of he or she taking care of herself. Yes. So, the youth who are outside there, who have learned today through you, have not just only heard, but have seen what this place is, will to a very far extent be an ambassador that will preach the gospel of a crime-free society. Nobody, I repeat, nobody is comfortable being demanded. Even if it's in your house and your dad said today you won't come out of this your door, you locked it and you are inside. I mean, your home, inside your bedroom, at the comfort of your own bedroom. Mama or Papa said today, for this thing you've done, you won't come out, you won't see outside today, you won't see the sun. Honestly, your depression might just set in on you. In case not taking, you'll be destabilized. How much more someone can bear? Not days, not weeks, not months, years. So my advice to the youth is, please, whatever it is you can do to stay away from crime. Right, no matter how difficult it is. The society is difficult, the world is challenging, and we have a very challenging economy. There's hunger and difficulties all over. But please do not allow yourself to be pushed by difficulties into committing crime. Because when you do the crime, you will certainly do the time. Is somebody hearing me?
Yes, sir.
When you do the crime, you will certainly do the time. That you will serve a time. And serving time is not palatable. So please stay away from crime. Preach to fellow youth. Majority of the persons here are your peers. They are youth like you. The vibrant energy that are supposed to be channeled into productive venture, being wasted here, being kept here because of offenses they've committed. Go home with the gospel of staying away from crime, because crime doesn't pay at the long run. You do and you escape it today, there is tendency that you will be caught tomorrow. Of course, it is said that 7 days for the thief, but 1 day for the owner. So that 1 day for the owner is what government use to serve a deterrent to you and I. Thank you.